Hello everybody, how you doing? I noticed I had about 5 new subscribers today, so thank you to you guys for subscribing to the channel. I'm just looking at the gold price. Gold's at $1,208 an ounce, and silver's at $19.24 an ounce. They just keep going up. I started looking at gold around $750 an ounce, and silver was about 12. And been trying to accumulate silver all year long, and put a lot of money into gold mining companies at the end of the year. Everything seems to be working out nicely. I wanted to talk a little bit about inflation today. It seems to be misunderstood by a lot of people, and by politicians it's sort of been treated most of my life as like an unexplained mystical type force. Plain and simple, it's increase in the money supply, which has doubled recently. And so you can look at where the money supply was 2 years ago and look at the gold price and just double the gold price, and you could say, well, gold should be there. I mean, gold has a long way to go up. Silver has very very far way to go up. Now, I did a video on silver. You can go back and look at my videos explaining the supply and demand for silver. I mean, it's just the supply is just not there. So once industry runs into a shortage, well then, so much is being bought up for investments right now. Once industry goes into a shortage, you could see silver in at least, in the hundreds of dollars, easy. So anyway, back to inflation. I was watching a video of President Nixon, 1971, addressing the American public, talking about, they took us off the gold standard because they wanted to preserve the dollar, and fight inflation. Well, that makes no sense to me. Taking the dollar off the gold standard, it's not backed by anything. It's just paper and ink, and you can print as many dollars as you want. At that point, it caused tons of inflation and devalue the dollar. So, everything he was saying didn't make much sense, and it's totally played out the other way. So, the inflation has happened over time, fairly slowly, so people have just incorporated it as a normal thing. But it's the result of increasing the money supply. A long time ago, inflation used to happen by the monarchs and the kings shaving the coins and punching holes in the coins and clipping the coins, and then taking all those shavings and chips and making new coins and stealing wealth from the peasants. And then another way that this was done a long time ago, before the Chinese created paper money 1,000 years ago, it was done by mixing base metals with the precious metals. And so then then it can make a lot more coins because you're only using partial gold or silver in the coins. I mean, inflation's been done to steal the wealth of the people for millennia. And now it's being done, and we just, the money supply just doubled. And so we're in for a huge amount of price increases. The inflation already happened, but the money's all tied up in the banks. They're not lending right now. There's still sort of a credit freeze. And so when that money hits, there's a lot of money sitting in other countries. China's sitting on like $1 trillion US. If those came home, they'd just be sloshing around the economy, and then the prices would go way high. So we're looking at higher prices. And gold and silver is one of the only things you can do, and some other commodities and hard assets. But gold and silver are one of the only things you can do to counteract the inflation that we're going to have, because they're going to keep up with it. They're going to keep marching right along with the inflation, and so their price should just keep continuing on up. A quick thing on government numbers. When Bush was talking about the core inflation, they take out energy and food. Well, what's that tell us. Most people use energy and food. Those are some of the most important things. They're said to be too volatile, to give us an accurate reading of inflation. They should be in there because those are things that almost everybody uses. And so like the unemployment being at 10.2%, well, it should be 17.5% if they calculated it the way they did 25 years ago. It's been changed. 25 years ago, they included the disgruntled workers and people that took part-time work instead of full-time work. Well, they changed the way that was calculated because it didn't work well. It didn't look well for the government, and it didn't work well for them. Just like the inflation that they calculate is calculated so as not to have to pay the Social Security increases to people on Social Security. They don't have to increase it so much. If they say inflation is only 3%, then they don't have to give much of a raise to everybody on Social Security. So it works well for them. I mean, if beef prices are increasing, then they'll substitute in the chicken for the meat. They manipulate these numbers. You can't trust the official numbers. They can't be trusted for inflation or for unemployment. So keep those things in mind as you're looking at what's going on in the economy. That's it for now. Just wanted to get a few things out there that I've been thinking about. Please rate the video, and thanks again to the new subscribers. See you later. Bye.